In any job interview, there is a 99% chance that you will be asked the questions that I'm going to cover in this interview. But it's how you answer them that means the difference between you getting that job or not. You could choose to wing it and see what happens in the interview, or you could choose to watch this video, learn the questions and the sample answers that I'm going to share with you to prepare as best you can for your job interview. If you're in the latter category, and I hope you are, this is the format of today's video. I'm going to share 3 common questions that are asked in job interviews. Then I'm going to tell you what the interviewer is looking for in your answer. Then I'm going to share with you a sample answer that you can use as inspiration to answer your own job interview questions. The first job interview question is, could you tell me about yourself? Now, this sounds like a pretty straightforward question, right? Pretty easy to answer. You might think that answering this question, you should talk about where you were born, your upbringing, where you studied, and the basics of how you started your career. If that is the line of thought that you have in how to answer this question, you are wrong. This question is deceiving. It is not simple to answer at all. The last thing you want to do is ramble on telling the interviewer all about your upbringing, telling them things that they don't care or don't need to know about. The structure you use in answering this question and also what you tell your interviewer are crucial in setting the stage for the rest of the interview. What your interviewer is looking for in your answer to this question is insights into who you are. Mostly insights into who you are professionally, but maybe a little bit personally as well. Basically things that they can't find out from your resume or from your LinkedIn profile. They want to know what drives you, what you're passionate about, what unique experiences you've had that makes you a good fit for this job. Because at the end of the day, that is what they're looking to find out. Are you a good fit for this role? And you need to highlight that in the way that you answer the question, tell me about yourself. In an ideal answer to this question, you should focus on the past, the present, and the future. For the past, you should give a brief background on why did you choose the profession that you're in, and how did you get to your current role? What was the journey that you took to get to where you are now? For the present, you should talk about your current role. What do you do in your current role? What are your duties? What are your responsibilities? Give a general description of what you do in your current role, but also make sure that you highlight notable achievements, at least 1 or 2 notable achievements. Preferably notable achievements that would be linked to the job that you are going for, or that would display the skills that are important in the job that you're going for. And when you talk about the future, what you need to focus on here is what excites you about this role that you're going for. What is missing in your current role that you are excited about in this new role that you're going for? Here's an example answer to the question, tell me about yourself. I grew up in Australia and spent most of my early 20s living in Japan. I've always been fascinated with different cultures. I studied in Japan for 1 year. I loved it so much, I ended up living there for 5 years. In 2007, I completed a Master of Accounting degree and then worked as a corporate tax consultant for Deloitte in Tokyo. After that experience, I transitioned back into a role here in Australia where I focused on international tax at the corporate level. Because this role requires expertise in Japanese tax concepts and will involve a lot of interactions with the Japanese office, I am very excited about this role. You should limit your answer to about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want to carry on for too long in the interview. And also try to keep your personal information to a minimum. It's okay to touch on your personal life or talk about things like where you were born or where you were studied, but try to focus your answer mostly on your professional life. You will also want to prepare and rehearse your answer to this question. So without a doubt, you will be asked this question in a job interview. So preparing and rehearsing an answer to this question will absolutely serve you well in any job interview that you go for. Confidence and preparation are key to answering this particular question in a smart way. Why should we hire you is a common interview question that you will be asked in job interviews. And what the interviewer is looking for in your answer is, why should we hire you over everybody else? What can you offer that is unique, valuable, and competitive that will make you the best fit for this role? This is really your chance to shine in front of the hiring manager. This is really your chance to showcase and highlight your skills and experience and capabilities. When preparing your answer to this question, I want you to think about how can you craft an answer that highlights your skills or your experience that will be valuable, that will be related to the job that you're going for. I don't want you to give a generic answer to this kind of question. It needs to be unique to you. You really need to highlight what is unique to you, what is special about you, what can you contribute that other people probably can't. In an ideal answer to this question, the interviewer is looking for 3 things. What have you achieved in your current role or last role? So think of notable achievements. How did this benefit the team and the company? How will your skills and experience be valuable in this new role? Particularly this last point, the 3rd point, it requires you to have knowledge about the role that you're going for. Now, of course, you should have absolutely done your homework. You should be knowledgeable about what the job is, what is the job description, what will your responsibilities be. You need to be familiar with all of this so you can incorporate what the interviewer could be looking for in your answer. And the fact that you talk about the skills and the experience that is required and that is important in this new role will immediately tell the interviewer that you are familiar with this role and that you've done your homework. This is how you could craft an answer to this question. So let's say that I am going for this particular role, and I know that what is required in this role is knowledge of international tax concepts. And I know that the company I am interviewing with is looking at expanding their presence with Asian and US clients. So I would craft an answer that sounds something like this. My current role has helped expand my knowledge about the tax consequences of international companies having a presence in Australia. I've become familiar with US and UK tax concepts and the double tax agreements that exist between Australia and these countries. This knowledge and experience is rare and has helped my current company acquire many new international clients because they had someone on their team who had expertise in this area. For this role, I feel that this particular experience will be very valuable and will be particularly helpful for the new clients that you wish to attract from the US and Asian regions. Because I've already developed this expertise, I'm confident I can very quickly adapt in this new role if I were successful. So do you see how I've included the 3 points that I spoke about previously in this video, the skills that I've developed in my current job? How did those skills benefit the previous company that I worked for? And then how will those skills help this company in the role that I am going for? So use these 3 points when you're crafting your own answer to this particular interview question. And again, try to limit your answer to 2 to 3 minutes long. Also, be prepared for follow-up questions because this is really a question that the interviewer will commonly ask follow-up questions to. What are your salary expectations is a common interview question that not many people know how to answer properly. Should you give an exact figure? What if the job advert didn't talk about salary? What's important here is that you do your research. Even if the job description or the job ad didn't talk about salary at all, you need to have a good idea of what the salary range should be for that kind of job. So look at websites like Glassdoor, Payscale, or Vault.com to see what other pay ranges similar jobs have. You can also talk to people within your network, inside your company, outside your company, or even on LinkedIn to get information from them about what pay ranges a job like what you're going for could attract. This kind of research won't take much time at all, but it will help you go into the interview being a lot more prepared and a lot more confident if they do ask the question, what are your salary expectations? And when you answer this question, you need to use your research and the knowledge that you've gained to highlight these 3 things. You need to give a salary range of what you are expecting or what you would like. Giving a range shows that you're open to negotiation. Aim slightly higher than what the position pays because the employer will no doubt try to negotiate you down. You also need to say why you deserve this salary. This is probably the most important part. Why should that company pay you that type of salary? Why do you deserve it? What's unique about you or valuable about you so you can ask for this level of salary? Here's an example. Based on my skills and experience and also on the current industry rates for similar roles, I'm looking at a salary between $80,000 and $90,000 per year. I feel because of the knowledge required to be successful in this role and the travel demands, this is a fair salary range. Answering the question, what are your salary expectations in this way shows that you've done your homework. It shows that you are knowledgeable about the salary ranges for that type of role, and it helps you to give a clear case as to why you deserve that salary. I do delve deeper into salary conversations in the video How to Confidently Negotiate a Higher Salary, which you will find up right here. And in another video, I provide an answer to the common interview question, tell me about a time when you faced a challenge and you overcame it. I talk about that in this video right here. So click the cards on the screen to watch these two videos now or save them to your watch later list. I truly hope that this video will help you be better prepared for your next job interview and will help you answer those common questions with a lot more confidence and a lot more clarity as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again in the next one.